Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I had a question from one of my one of the fans on my site, and we're talking about the Phantom 2 Vision Plus. So it's quite an old one by DJI, which I had for quite some times. And obviously there's been lots of common questions coming up on my videos, even on the old ones that are still on this channel. People have been asking questions for. One particular guy's emailed me in and said. Yeah, he's got an issue with his Phantom 2, but I'm not quite sure what to do. The common issues that are coming about is everyone's losing their video signal now in the current app, and the app is no longer supported on any of the iOS devices because it's an old app that was supported going back many years ago. Now, you can probably use a third-party app where they still support the Phantom 2 Vision Plus. I've got no idea. It's a matter of like having a look for an app out in the store. Lychee is a popular app as well to see if they still support the Phantom 2 Vision Plus. So you might be able to get away around with the no video link that way. So what can cause no video is couple of things. Two things in between. Is the video module that's inside the Phantom itself, which is next door to, or it's actually one inside the shell. It's actually sitting next to the flight controller. That sometimes burns out. You have to buy a new one, but they're very hard to get hold of because it's an old model now. The other one is if it's been working and all of a sudden it stopped working, it could also be to do with the app buggy, not working on the correct OS, end of. It's not made anymore, they don't support it anymore. Buying parts and stuff is sourcing eBay for bits or various selling sites to do it, and it's a risk. So if you've got a Phantom 2 Vision Plus that's been working right up till now, then you're pretty damn lucky. So I will sell off for parts and treat yourself to a new Phantom. And DJI has so many on their website, much more superior and advanced than this one. Remember, this is I can't remember now. I don't know if it's actually yes, I don't know. It's not even a 4K camera. I can't remember now because it's been that such a long time ago. But the camera quality is massively improved. The battery technology is improved. The motors, flight control, the software is much more improvements on it. So I wouldn't waste any more money on trying to keep this thing going. I would definitely look at buying at least the next best thing on the Phantom, on the DJI side. So I would go for the Phantom 4. If you've really got lots and lots of money to spend, upgrade to the Phantom 4 Pro version 2, which has got the improved motors and props as well. But all depends on that. If you don't want to spend that much amount of money, go for a Maverick or a Spark, which is be in a sort of a more or less price range of what this would cost on that side. But that's what I would do, is wouldn't waste any more money on finding, searching parts of this, because you'll be in probably the same boat. I had a client, not I'm gonna say client, I had a guy when I was repairing these things. I had a guy came up and and when it got to a point where I used my one, which I know my video controller was working for it, and I sold it to a customer that wanted theirs repaired. So I did him a deal with it because it was very hard to source parts for something that doesn't get supported anymore. People did have parts, second-hand parts, but you couldn't check. But one of the clients sent me, said, I've got the video module, I bought it off of eBay, would you fit it? I said, fine. I said, there will be a risk whether it will work or not, because you can't trust the second-hand parts. So he sent it down to me, I fitted it, same issue. So obviously it was a daft module, maybe the guy knew about it, I don't know. But it's a risk. So rather than waste your money on buying second-hand parts, treat yourself to an upgrade. If you've been flying this long with the Phantom 2 Vision Plus, then you're definitely rewarding yourself with buying a new updated drone that is supported on the latest Apple devices. But if you still want to carry on flying this, and you know it's not the module that's at fault, it's just the software being buggy, then try something like Lychee, and there's various other apps out there still running where they still support Phantom 2 Vision Plus. You'll have to see. Check those out first before downloading the app. Some of the apps are free to download, some you have to pay for, but do check their website out to see if they still support the Phantom 2 Vision Plus. It did me quite well, but I got to a point as soon as my camera started going. I think I go back. I remember that. And I going back. I actually crashed it and broke the camera gimbal itself. Hi, Mike. Hi John. So basically, go for Phantom 3 or a newer. Yes, I mean Phantom 3 is still available on the DJI website to buy. I think it is. I'll check. I have it open. So let's look at consumer models. No, it's not actually showing it. So I don't think the Phantom 3 is available now on DJI. So I would look at maybe a Maverick. Maverick Air, Spark, Maverick Pro. There are lots of different choices here, so it's all down to if you want camera quality and you want to shoot 4K. Most of the DJI products do that. But if you're not looking to spend a fortune on a drone, you want something nice and small, compact, and go around with, then I would look at getting a Spark. Spark comes in multiple colours. Let's have a look at the price on it while we're looking on here at the moment. So yeah, so for 449 quid, so it's not mega money. That's your next step. I would look at going for a Spark that shoots in 4K, so 60 minutes flight time, 1.2 miles or 12 kilometers, 30 meter BPS range, 12 megapixel camera, 2-axis gimbal, and I think it does shoot in 4K. I can't remember. That's how long I can remember it now. Tap to fly, active track, gesture control, quick shots, has all those stuff on it. Return home, circle fly, hex, rocket, droney, fly at your fingertips. So yeah, so it's got most of the stuff the Phantom 4 has on here as well. Active track, that's also on this model too. So you have all these new fantastic features with the Spark. So if you don't want to spend over £1,000, then I would get yourself a Spark, and then you can work your way up then. And DJI do some sort of good deals. They've got the Spark in multiple colours. You can choose whatever colour you like, red, blue, white, there's loads of colours. Have a look on the website, you can see more details. They've got a Spark Fly Me More combo, which is a bit more, so it's £579. They've actually took that off. It's normally retails £795. The Fly Me More combo has Spark props, prop guards, two. I think it looks like 2 or 3 bay charging pack, carrying pack, and a free SD card. You've also got the Spark Fly More combo. Again, it's down from £1,000 now to £928, and that will come with the goggles, FPV goggles as well. So fantastic prices, still under £1,000. But if you don't want the goggles, I would then go for the Spark Fly Me More combo, £579. Definitely worth buying. I'm sure if you sell your Vision 2 Plus, get what you can for it, put it towards this, and you've got yourself a nice Spark. And the Spark, I'm sure the Spark is a 4K camera on it. If not, it does it 1080p. I can't remember now. Bear with me. It's I've got a feeling this one's actually a 1080p model. No, one of their Sparks is focal point 2.6, 25mm lens. Yeah. So that's 1080p. So quality is good, still good. If you want to go for something a bit more higher, like 4K, then you'll also be looking at the Mavic Pro, Mavic Pro Air, those sort of things. But again, camera quality is not a problem. You want something nice and small, then Spark is the perfect one to go for. But if you've got lots of money to spend, I would definitely look at going for the Phantom 4 Pro at least on that side. So that's my suggestions on this. Okay, I mean, I've had loads of questions come up, especially on my old videos on the Phantom 2 Vision Plus, loads and loads of questions about the same things. Always the same thing, I lost my video signal, or my app no longer works. And the video is what it's all about, is ditch it, get rid of it, treat yourself something new and fantastic. I mean, with Spark or any of the DJI models, you can get the goggles now, so you can put the goggles on and actually have that first person vision view up in the sky, much more thing. I still got Phantom 4, and I might go and get the goggles because that'd be interesting to do. I've not done the goggles yet on that side. There we go. So that's it. So hopefully that answers your questions. I did get some questions come up on the screen while I was talking, being live and stuff. Got that to be standard. What is the difference between pursuing the software and the camera sizes with the Phantom 2 Vision Plus? To be honest, you can't really compare the latest on DJI against the Phantom 2 Vision Plus because these are so much more superior on camera quality in every way itself. The software, again, you can't compare the software from the Phantom 2 Vision Plus to the 4 or the Spark or the Mavic Pro because it's so much more superior. It's got so much more functionality on it. It's unbelievable. Where Lychee came out round about the Phantom 2 Vision Plus and started bringing all these like gesture type flying, tap to fly, and it had loads of options on there. DJI has now built that into their new apps on the 4s, the Sparks and the Mavic Pro side as standard features now, so you don't have to have a third-party app to have all those features. They're way more advanced. Again, the camera quality again is you can't compare it back to a Phantom 2 Vision. I've been over all my footage on my Phantom 2 Vision Plus, and I've looked at it, and I compared it with my Phantom 4, and I look at my Phantom 2 Vision, well, thinking that looks shit quality. Seriously, I shot loads of stuff on the Phantom 2 Vision Plus. I was always out doing loads of stuff, and I look at my footage now, and I'm thinking that looks shit. That's really shit. To be honest, it's much. The quality is so much more better. I mean, I've flown the Inspire. I've had Inspire. I even look back at the Inspire quality. I had the Inspire 1 when it first came out. I got it when it first came out. I paid just over £2,500 for it. And when I look at my Phantom 4 footage compared to my Inspire, you can still see the quality changes are massive. I look at my Inspire days and it's still looking and going, still pretty shit. So that's it. But you can't compare the Mavic Pro, Mavic Pro Air, the Spark against Phantom 2 Vision Plus. There's no comparisons on it. It's so much more better. And the app, I mean, I only use a couple features on my app with my Phantom 4 Pro now, which is the POO shot. I use a lot. I think it's a fantastic piece. I just tap it, create the radius, put go, put the speed on it, press record, and it does it nice. Fly around in a circle, capturing the bit in the middle, looking fantastic. That's my favourite part on that. I have not used Active Track. I've used Follow Me as well. I had a jogger that was running around, and I Active Tracked on him, and it was like watching the video, watching it back. It was like watching Grand Theft Auto when your bloke's got out of the car and he's running in the field. That's what it looked like. It was absolutely brilliant, and it works as a treat. So they're my favourite two that I use on that. Other than that, I manually fly everything itself. When I do those sort of like half circle shots, I tend to do that manually itself. But when I want a full nice POI shot, and the good thing about the POI shot, as it's going around in circles, they go around all day until you sort of stop it. I then add height into it, so as it goes up, I then angle the camera down so it goes up at an angle and round, so it sort of goes round upwards, and I just change the camera positions as it's coming back down as well. So it mainly focuses on the circle bit, and you can just bring it up or lower, and it's brilliant. So that's the two features I love on my one. I tend to stick with more, and the rest of it I manually fly itself. But yeah, can't compare it. Phantom 2 Vision Plus had its day now. It's time to pack it away, sell it on, bin it, or put it in a loft and forget about it. Definitely look at buying something completely new. So Spark is my first choice. If I was going for a Phantom 2 Vision Plus, the Spark would be my first choice if it's money issues. So because they can get under 500 quid to get a decent drone. And the next one, if I wanted to go up higher, maybe on camera quality, I'll definitely look at the Phantom, the Mavic Air Pro, Mavic Air, I'm getting confused now, so much different range. The Mavic Air, that's my next choice I would have. Then if I was want to go more professional side, then obviously it will definitely be the Phantom 4. I already got the Phantom 4, but I would like the Phantom 4 Pro version 2, which is an upgrade on the motor speeds, more quieter with the new props, and there's some other new features added onto it, but it's not a lot, it's just a few extra features. But they're my choices. I would not buy Inspire 2, way too expensive, and then if you start shooting RAW on that, you're going to have the licensing for the Andovi stuff, which again comes really expensive and it's not cheap either. So the Phantom 2 Vision Plus only shoots in 1080p, correct? Yeah, it shoots 1080p only, if I remember. It's going back now. I completely forgot. But the quality is. I won't go for the P3 standard. I know it shoots amazing 2.7 foot. Because I also had the Phantom 3 standard. I've also had a Phantom 3 Pro, and I've also had the Phantom 3 Advance. But I would skip all that. Forget the Phantom 3 because you can buy them cheap now. But again, DJI don't support it anymore on the website. They don't sell them anymore on the website. Only probably maybe as, I mean, it's not on their front page. If it's not on their page to sell, don't bother buying a second-hand one because you know the support's out. And then if we look at support for this, so if we go on support, product support, and then we'll quickly brief, have a look if they've got this. They've got the Phantom Range 4s, 4 Pro Advance and Pro version 2, Phantom 4. So then they still got support for Phantom 3 Professional and Advanced, but interesting, and then obviously Phantom 3 Standard as well. But I'm interested to see when they last updated their firmware for it, which tells you if it's still supported or not. So if I can find downloads, so firmware, that was the last firmware they had was back on the 6th of July 2017. There's nothing since then, so that tells you they're not supporting it any longer. And that's the firmware, because otherwise, if it was still supported, then that would be more current 2018 on that side. I know you can't see it on the camera here, but I would not look at Phantom 3 because the firmware hasn't been upgraded in a while. So let's look at the Phantom 3 Standard, see what support that they've got. Phantom 3 Standard, look for downloads, and let's look at the firmware. So the last version of the firmware is 1.4. Again, that was back on the 13th of the 4th. So they dropped that support way before the Phantom 3 Pro and Advance. So those ones I will stay clear of. Don't bother, because if you end up buying a second-hand one that's got issues or bug fixes, and it is running the 1.4 on that version, then you're still screwed. You're in the same boat as you are now. Don't forget the threes. Even if you get a cheap deal through eBay from somebody selling a kit of tons and tons of batteries, don't bother. If you want to fly, you want to make sure it's supported, to make sure it's got the current firmware, or they're still creating firmware for it, then I would then go straight up to the DJI website and look at the Spark, because it's still supported. Or the Phantom 4 Pro, it's still supported. The Phantom 4 is no longer supported by DJI. They dropped that going back last year, so they only support the Pro models and above on that side. So that's that's what I would do. I wouldn't bother buying anything second hand. Stay away from the Phantom 3s. They've now discontinued. No more support, firmware upgrades for it. If you do get one that works, probably you'll get on for 6 months, maybe a year, and after that you'll be then calling me and saying, this don't work. What do I do? And then I'll be saying, look at this video, should have listened. So yeah, so that's what I do. Forget that. Just look at buying the Spark. Spark's nice. I've got a colleague that's got a Spark and he's well happy with it. Shoots really nice, crisp 1080p. Even he was shocked how crisp the 1080p is, because obviously it's still on a better camera than the Phantom 2 Vision Plus. Massive improvements on camera technology since then. So definitely look at something completely new on DJI, and it's still supported. It's great when you've got a product still supported, because at least you know that if there's a firmware upgrade, it's going to fix the bugs going forward if you're going to be still flying a drone. So that's my what I would do. That's my suggestion for you. I've got mine at the local Walmart. Yeah, a lot of the Walmart are probably still selling old stock off, but I mean, when I go and buy something, I check to see if the website is still supporting it. I check to see if there's firmware, and when the firmware was last updated, then that tells you if the product's still being supported by by the company. That's how I do it. I don't go out and think, oh, that's cheap from that place, I'll buy that. because I want to make sure when I buy something, it's going to be working. There's going to be updates for it. It's going to allow me to fly longer than a year, you know, all that sort of stuff. So that's what I look for. So yeah, take a tip on that side. Anyway, I've been bragging on too much on the channel. That's my thoughts. That's what I would do going forward. So, but it's up to you. Up to you, no props. Any more questions on Phantom 2 Vision Plus? Apart from the camera issues, there's other issues and stuff. Or maybe you've got a Phantom 3. I haven't actually heard from a lot of Phantom 3 owners. Are they still out there? Or are you all upgraded to something more newer on DJI? Comment below. Let me know. Anyway, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Don't forget notification buttons, because obviously I'll probably do some more of these videos to answer all common questions on videos that's gone way back on my channel, people still commenting on. So we'll do videos like this going forward now as well. And if there's anything new coming out on DJI or coming out new in drone technology, I'll cover that as well anyway. But I've got a video coming up very soon for Farnborough Air Show. We've got the guy who flies like Iron Man with the suit, so watch out for that one. What has got to be your favourite Phantom 3? At the time when the Phantom 3 was out, I liked the I liked them all actually. I even Standard. Standard was limited on how far you can go. The Pro and Advance was good. I like both of those. There wasn't very much difference between them, just slight differences, but run the same out, do the same sort of thing. Camera quality is not too bad. Now I've got the Pro. It's difficult to say that now because I've flown with the Pro with the Phantom 4 now, and I know the quality on that is so much more better than the Phantom 3. So it's a very difficult question to ask which was the best lineup of the threes. I've had all three, you know, and they're all pretty good. They were quite close. All the threes were quite close in spec wise, and the slight differences, but they all flew and operate in the same manner as well. And the footage between them were slightly different, but I tend to shoot for perfect quality. I tend to shoot if it looks good. I'm happy with that. At the end of the day, there's a lot of people out there that really look into the right details and go, you know, and talk about it more. Especially about the colour changes, the colour profiles, they talk all about that. I've always shot on very much the basic settings that DJI preloads, and that's worked for me quite well. And if I need to change any colour settings, I tend to do it in the editing software I use. Apart from that, I always use stock footage. I've never configured it, changed it. Don't do night flying. Hate shooting stuff at night because it just is mental. You know, you spend hours tweaking the iOS and that sort of crap as well. I like to be able to just shoot what I need. Best time I shoot is just before sunrise or when sunrise is going down. They're the best times. They're the golden hours of shooting. I never shoot midday. It's too bright and you just get lots of issues and stuff. I always stick between morning or evening side. Thanks for the tip, guys, and thanks to all the subscribers. Cheers.